Yeah.
Nay. Gave him a rim job and a reach around.
Ooh,
motherfucker
wow.
tromboned him, dude.
Wow, rusty
Bro, that
trombone
was tossed.
Damn, wow.
Yeah.
To go on that businessman point, I mean, yes, I understand if you're looking at a business sense, you want to appease the, whoever you're negotiating with to get on their good side. But he's not a businessman right now. He's the president.
No.
He's the leader of the free world.
Well, you're letting a fox in your chicken coop.
Yeah.
And you're right. He's a businessman, and he thinks that he can just say anything and things will just happen.
And that's
like
his
it does
mistake.
happens in his business, and that's not how things happen.
And that's where he's messing up right now.
And he's just making kind of calls that as a businessman he can do, but when it comes to being the president of the United States of America, there are checks and balances that keep him in check with all these things. So it's really difficult for him to play this out. And he's trying to play it that way. And I still think
Pretty treasonous, though, man.
It sounds a little
Very
bit.
much.
It does.
Especially when he just walked back all his remarks. He walked him back in
the day later.
The weakest way. He's just
Yeah.
like, oh, by the way,
I didn't
meant
mean
to
what
say
I said.
it wouldn't. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia.
Right.
Yeah.
Because come on now, you're just gonna change one word, and all of a sudden we're just supposed to forget that you were just saying all these other reasons why it's not why you don't think it's Russia. Like, oh, what's his name defended himself really well and said it wasn't them, but you also meant to say that it was them.
It's
like,
bullshit.
no, it's like it's the biggest,
Yeah.
the weakest walk back ever, and it goes against the whole businessman mind of it.
Yeah,
because
it
if your whole point was to like appease the person that you're going to be working with, you don't do that by like appeasing them when they're in the room, and then as soon as they leave, you just talk shit to all the cameras, and then they hear about it. Like, guess what? That guy's not appeased anymore.
But don't we
no
all
kidding.
do that shit?
Oh yeah,
But this guy,
This
the
isn't
world
fifth grade.
is looking at him.
Different, man.
This
The
isn't
world
fifth
is
grade.
looking.
So like the bully leaves, and then you're just like, oh, I told him,
Yeah.
man, I had
Yeah.
the perfect comeback.
You guys saw that, right? Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a close cousin of the guy that says, "You know what I would have done? You know what I would have done." So I mean, we can squash that right there, but don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick,
Stop
Trump.
being
Don't be a dick,
dude.
Donald.
Don't be a dick.
Come on, Donald.
Come on,
Come
Daddy.
on, the Dan.
Well, with Top Shelf Shake being in the room, I thought it was appropriate to bring life back to the joint report. What do you say, Josh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You want weed? Give me some. I'll smoke you two under the table.
It's from the bound.
All right, what do you got for us today, man?
All right, so this is coming from CaliforniaWeedBlog.com. This is an article by R. Harrison. This was published July 1st, 2018. The title of the article is Palm Springs Issues First Cannabis Lounge Permit to Coachella Valley Green Dragon.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
This is
hopefully the
Cannabis
first of many,
lounge.
man.
This is huge. Like, it's been taking a while for the Bureau of Cannabis Control to kind of figure out how regulations are going to kind of go down. And especially with, this whole lounge thing, I mean, you got bars to drink alcohol in. Why not some lounges to smoke some weed in?
Yeah.
And so right now they're they're the first collective to get this permit. It's not fully approved yet. Mind you, like they still have regulations because according to them, the weed, like, because they have a weed shop attached to the lounge, but the weed shop's not quite far enough based off regulations from the lounge for them to consume it. So they're kind of hoping that they'll kind of get away from it because it's Palm Springs, not really many people out there anyway. So that's going.
Well, for Coachella goers, it'll be
it's going to be amazing.
a good
And
thing.
they're not the only ones though, actually. There's others in other cities in California. San Francisco has some, Oakland. And the next places that are actually going to be getting permits are in West Hollywood and Cathedral City. So as soon as those open up, I'll announce them. I'll keep an eye out for as soon as those things open up because I'm definitely going. But there's actually one in Los Angeles. It's called Hitman Coffee.
Oh, really?
And it's like a coffee bar / weed lounge.
Okay.
But you can bring your own weed there. You can smoke it there. But they just don't want you buy. You can't buy any weed there. Like you have to buy you have to come like in those sealed bags that some of the shops sell now.
Yeah,
like
the
those
white
doubles.
ones.
Yeah, those white ones. You gotta bring those with you and then put it back in there so that way you can travel with it. But it's like they have some where it's like $100 a month membership. But if he knows people, definitely get them to hook you up with that.
Sick, man.
It's dope. So more on this. There's actually one person that's not happy about this lounge.
Well, who's that?
Jeff Sessions.
Well, yeah, him too. His name is Casey Barr. And,
Who's that guy?
So he's.
I don't already like him.
Yeah, exactly. He actually owns like a wellness spa in the same building complex.
Okay.
And so he's upset because what his argument is that it's gonna be very caustic type of breathing environment. Like they're gonna have it all in one room in the entire building, and he's afraid it's gonna seep into the air ventilation for the entire building of the of the property.
Okay.
And so
They can fix that.
Yeah, and so he's the guy said that he's all for medical marijuana, but he feels that recreational marijuana will be used to degrade society. And so he's like threatening that the property manager that he'll move if he goes through with giving these guys the permit to open up the lounge. So I mean,
sounds to me like we have a douche.
Yeah, I think this guy should be on the "Don't Be a Dick" segment.
Yeah.
I mean, this is dope. Like the only regulation from what I found for this is that there's there's no limit to how many permits can be passed out, but only 3 lounges can be within 3,000 feet of one another.
Okay.
So if like you have more than you have 4, obviously you're gonna shut that shit down. But I mean, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about these lounges opening up around Cali?
I think it's cool, dude. Like, and I understand other businesses don't want it to stink up the
I mean, it makes sense.
The area. If they're gonna figure out some kind of filtration system for the air and that kind of thing, so that's. We shouldn't worry about it.
I mean, I looked at pictures of this guy, the owner of this collective, and he kind of just put a picture of where the bar is at. But if you look in the back, it looks very ventilated, or very sealed. Like almost like as if it was a sound studio. It's like super sealed. I don't think anything's gonna escape. And I think this guy's already thinking, okay, we gotta ventilate it because otherwise we're gonna hotbox the shit out of a bunch of guys just trying to chill and kick back. So I mean,
can't see you across the room.
Yeah. We're like, Joe, I'm
over here.
Oh.
Right on.
Well, that's the joint report.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Smoke weed every day.
All right. Well, last but not least, we got a music highlight. That's right. Well, we got Head Change by Top Shelf Shake. That is one of the new singles that everybody can find on most streaming platforms, right?
Yep.
Apple Music,
Yep.
Spotify.
Yeah, it should be up on there.
Awesome. So this is coming out this year. It's on the album called
Strange Radio.
Strange Radio.
Should be out in September.
That's right. So we're going to listen to the whole track. Is that okay with you, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right on. Here we go.
What you gonna know, what you gonna have to say? Where you go when you start acting strange? Your eyes are red and your mind is open. You're feeling like you're floating in the ocean. Your mouth is dry and your legs are weak. You're so high that you cannot speak. You feel a smile creeping up your cheek, 'cause you're wondering what you're gonna eat. You got a headache in the mainframe, feeling a little bit crazy. Got a headache in the membrane, feeling a little bit high. You got a headache in the mainframe, feeling a little bit out of control. Got a headache in the membrane, feeling a little bit so love potion. Said I got a head change.
Yeah.
Dude, that was dope.
Yeah, that was a dope song, man.
Oh, thanks, you guys.
I've enjoyed a lot of your guys' stuff. I mean, from the previous album, you guys had Carpet Shark.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a good one. What was the other one?
Carpet Shark. That sounds like fellatio.
Yeah,
What the
Everybody
fuck?
says that. Everybody says it. So, like, is that song about like muff diving or something? And I'm just like, no. I mean, like, it can be if you want it to be. But
I want it to be.
whatever floats your boat.
You know, when you're
That's what
grinding
I
your
was
weed
wondering.
and you spill a little flour on the floor, and that's you're looking.
Yeah,
trying to.
the real subject matter is much more mundane.
What is
It's
it?
like when you just like are looking for weed on the carpet.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, I think we all.
Where you're like,
And you're a
where's that-
carpet shark too.
You know where? Well, you actually, I find it in my truck in the bed, like in the little black hole where everything falls in there. You
Yes.
look right there,
Oh,
you'll find
yeah.
like 2-3
Totally.
bowls.
Tell
That's
us all
what
this
I'm
time.
talking
talking
about.
about.
I'm gonna need to check your truck after this.
Let's do
real
it,
quick.
man.
And an Officer Problem. That one was a good
Officer
track.
Problem is a good one too. Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's
I
cool. I'm glad you
enjoy
enjoyed
that shit.
What's
Yeah.
that about? A cop with diarrhea?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
pretty much.
He's got IBS.
Just a cop who's out on the beat who, like, every time he finds a criminal, he has to shit. So he has to let him go, and he never actually catches any criminals that day.
He's the shittiest cop in the
Oh,
world.
God. Jesus Christ.
You're welcome, everybody.
Where did you produce this? It sounds really good.
Well, thanks, man. This was produced with the guys over at Syrian Productions in Lake Elsinore.
Hey, I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right?
Right
I
on.
know.
Yeah,
I caught up on my top shelf shake trivia.
in 30 seconds.
That'll be the next show. We're going to have Top Shelf Shake Trivia.
Yeah,
Oh,
In
damn.
Right after
addition
the
to
Seinfeld?
Yes.
we should get your like top fan versus us, and
Wow.
we'll see if we
I'm
can
pretty
beat
sure
them.
even our top fan doesn't know like that much stuff.
Well, we're gonna beat them.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going to beat them, yeah.
Yeah.
When
Right
they
on,
recorded
man.
their studio album.
I understand it's a 6-song EP.
Yeah.
How long would you say the whole
The whole thing
Whole
is
thing is-
probably 25 minutes.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Nice.
a little under a half an hour.
Pretty digestible.
Yeah, yeah. Like, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep it nice and quick. So basically, when it's over, you're like, shit, I want more.
Yeah.
That's
Like, I want
perfect.
more of this band, and
I want-
there's no more.
I
So-
want more right now.
I want more
Right?
right
So you
now.
gotta
like-
go back and just like listen to the same song.
When does this album release? Strange Radio?
It's looking like it's gonna be coming out in September.
Okay.
Yeah, the album's all done and stuff. We're just in post production.
Okay.
So we just got to do that, and then it should be coming out. So yeah.
So that wasn't even a finished.
No,
clip.
that was definitely finished. Like we finished the musical post production. Now we're just
Right.
in like the CD production and stuff, and like
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
it still
yeah.
has that quality.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, I see.
Nice.
all that stuff.
What's your website? Where can we find you and other shows?
www.topshelfshake.com. Yeah, pretty simple.
Sweet, man. Well, everybody log into that. Check out all their shows. You're playing